So very good morning to all of you. We are just going to start the motion in plane. Okay. So let's start first the motion in plane. What do we understand by motion in plane? How plane is used to form, and we'll first study vector, different kinds of vector, and its addition, multiplication, and everything we'll study in this topic. Okay. So let's come to the motion in plane. So the chapter is your motion in plane. Okay, so if you're talking about motion in plane, so far we have studied about the motion in a straight line. Okay, so that consists only one axis. Okay, either okay, whether it is x or y or z, any one of the axis is means just included in this particular motion that was said as a motion in one dimension. If we are saying that we are going to discuss about motion in plane, plane means what? You can just see like this, and this is, let's say this is your x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is your z-axis. And if you are saying like this is x-axis, y. So when you will take these two axes, let's say you are taking x and y. So if you are taking x and y, then this will form a plane. There will be the motion, means there will be motion in x and y axis both, means there will be change in position along x and along y axis simultaneously, then that will be known as your motion in plane. So this is one of the plane, this is plane one. And for second we can see here, this can be another plane. Okay, this can be your plane 2. So here the XY axis were making plane. Here Z is. Sound is coming. Okay. Now this YZ can be also act as a plane. Let's see here. So if it is basically the YZ axis, so you can make it a plane like this. Yes, it can be made. Now this will be the plane 3. Okay, so the plane 1 includes the XY axis. This is plane 1. This having X and Y axis. And this is plane 2 that includes the X and Z axis. And this is plane 3 that includes the Y and Z axis. So you can see, Himanshu, I'm just going to remove from my class. If you will write once again, I will just remove from here. Okay, so be careful about this. So this is basically the plane. Okay, so have you got what is basically the plane is?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this was all about your plane. Let's come to the some vector and what is vector and what is the need of vector. Okay, let's understand that also. So those who joins late, please mark your presence by writing present in a chat box.
सर ये प्लेन एक बार फिर से समझा दीजिए.
Okay, so I was saying that if there will be the two axes, means if any object is there and that object is changing its position along any of the two axes simultaneously. Okay, so that then that type of motion will be known as a motion in a plane. That type of motion will be known as a motion in a plane. So plane is always formed with the help of two axes. If there will be the two axes, okay, and there is a change in two axes with respect to time, then that will be said as a motion in a plane. So I was taking example. Let's say these are the three axes, X, Y, and Z. These are the three axes. And if I am taking X and Y axis, So if there is a change in position, means position is changing like this with respect to x-axis and y-axis and time, means if time changes, the x and y coordinates also changes, then that will be forming a plane, and that will be known as a motion in a plane that consists of x and y axis. And if you are taking once again this x and z axis, they will be also forming a plane. So if there will be change in position in x axis and z axis simultaneously with respect to time, so that will be known as also motion in a plane, and then plane will consist of x and z axis. In another words, or in simple, means in another plane, you can see this y and z is going to form a plane. So if there will be change in position along y-axis and z-axis simultaneously with respect to time, then we can say there is a motion in a plane of yz axis. Okay, now it becomes clear, Kutub?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just going to start about the vector quantity. What is vector quantity? Okay, so first we'll discuss about the scalar quantity. What is a scalar quantity? Means what type of quantity are said as a scalar quantity, and then we'll come to the vector quantity. Okay, so it's scalar quantity, any physical quantity, any physical quantity that have
Only magnitude.
that have a magnitude, that have magnitude, but and direction may
but no direction.
direction may direction may
Not there.
may not be okay. Sometimes these scalar quantities contains the direction, but they are not a vector quantity, they are categorized under scalar quantity, but does not
So which follows standard algebra addition.
yeah, but does no, they will follow standard algebra addition, but does not
Yes, sir.
law of addition of vector.
Does not follow vector law of addition.
Yeah, law of addition of vector. So law of addition of vector is, you know, this is basically the fancy mathematics, and this follow only the law of algebra of addition, means simple mathematics. And
2 plus 2 is equal to 4.
yeah, so we can take the examples here. Example, what we can take means this can be your mass, and this can be your length,
Distance.
yeah, and electric current. So electric current, sometime it is asked why
Speed.
current is categorized under the
Sir,
scalar.
what is law of
It
addition
has,
of vector?
it has direction.
Let me come law of addition of vector. Okay, first you should understand law of addition means scalar and vector quantities, then I will come what is addition of vector. Okay, so electric current, you know, the electric current is it having a magnitude
Has
as well as a direction, but
direction.
it does
Does
not.
not follow vector law of addition.
So that's why it is categorized under the scalar quantity. Okay, so there are many more physical quantities that are also scalar quantity. So let's come to the vector quantity.
It follow vector law of addition. It has magnitude as well as direction.
Yeah, any physical quantity, any physical quantity, any physical quantity which having magnitude and directions and follow law of addition of vector. Follow law of addition of vector. Okay, so we can see the examples, just like your displacement,
velocity,
velocity,
force,
acceleration,
Force.
force is there, etc. We can say.
Gravitational force.
So any kind of force can be there. Okay. So let's understand one more thing. You know about the pressure? Pressure is what? What is
yes,
the
Force per unit area.
Force over one area.
whether it is scalar
Pascal.
or
Thrust upon area.
Force acting on a area.
so this,
force acting per unit area.
I'm not asking for the definitions. Okay, I'm asking.
Vector.
It is vector.
No, it is not a vector, it is a scalar quantity. You know, the pressure is okay. The pressure is your scalar quantity. Okay, because whenever you are talking about the pressure, okay, so the pressure is force per unit area. That's fine. Okay, and the this force per unit area, but the direction is not sure. Okay, direction of pressure is multi-directional.
So direct.
Yeah.
But it is acting sir per unit area now. सिर्फ उसी area पे लग रहा है तो सब
No, so
direction होते.
Yes, sir. Direction will be there.
look here. If you are taking example of this one,
Sir, it has no direction.
let's just understand this. Let any sphere is there. Okay, what you can say the what will be the direction of area vector in case of this sphere? Can you tell
Direction of sir?
direction of area vector in case of
No, sir, we cannot.
No sir.
how can you just tell about the direction of pressure? So that is not possible every time. So it will be only valid for the, you can say for the means two dimensional lamina. Suppose this is a lamina. Okay, this is lamina, means it having length and breadth, and you are applying pressure like this, force like this. Okay, so it having
Yes.
a direction of, it having an area of direction that is perpendicular to the plane. Okay, so in this case,
Yes sir.
it can,
Yes, sir, in this case.
but in case of the three-dimensional object, every time the direction of area vector changes. Okay, so that will be always perpendicular to the surface, and the surface is your, no, that is a curve. The plane is going to change. Okay, here the plane is constant, so that's why we used to say it is in a, means a scalar quantity. Okay, one more quantity is there, that is your neither scalar nor vector, that is your tensor quantity. Means any physical quantity quantity neither scalar nor vector, and the example is your moment of inertia. Okay, so this is all about your, we are just categorizing. Now we'll discuss about the vector quantity, how vector is represented, and what is basically the different kinds of vector. Still the attendance is very less. You should mark your present. Who didn't mark there present yet. Okay. So coming to the next page. Okay. So a representation of vector. Representation of vector. So if you are talking about the representation of vector, so it is represented by the arrow. The vector is represented by the arrow. Okay. So it is represented by arrow consist of head and tail. Okay. The magnitude the magnitude of vector depends on length of tail. Okay, length of tail, and direction is shown by the direction of, means by the arrow, you can say that is head, by the.
सर ये हेड टेल नहीं समझ में आया.
Okay, just wait for a minute. Now it will be more clear. So this is basically representation of vector. So this is basically head, and this is tail. Okay, and the magnitude of the vector will depends, means the what is the basically length of tail. Suppose any vector is there. Let's say I'm talking about the position vector. Okay, so the length of the tail of position vector will say will implies that it having a higher magnitude. Means if I'm saying this is, let's say, your A vector, so A vector will be written like this but represented like this. And if I'm saying that this is your B vector, it having also head and tail, now you can say the magnitude of A vector is greater than magnitude of B vector. Why it is so? Because the A vector having a larger tail than the B vector, even
Yes, sir.
in direction. Got my point or not?
Yes, sir. Got.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is the basically the way to represent the vector. Okay. So let's take one example. If I'm saying go in a go 5 kilometers. So if you are set to move 5 kilometers, so you can move 5 kilometers in either direction. Okay. So you can move 5 kilometers in either direction. Suppose you are in Handia. Okay. And you are set to move 5 kilometers. So a person can go 5 kilometers towards the Baraut. A person can go 5 kilometers towards the Dhanupur. A person can go 5 kilometers towards the Katahara. A person can go 5 kilometers towards the Lakshagiri. A person can go 5 kilometers towards the Saidabad. Okay. So that can go in any direction now. If you will say go 5 kilometers in particular direction. So if you are adding direction there, then that becomes the displacement. Okay. And if you are not adding direction there, and you are saying that go in this means go 5 kilometers, means you have to move just 5 kilometers either direction. So if direction is not given, it means that you can move in either direction. So that will be said as a distance. And if direction is means just included in your magnitude, so that becomes vector quantity, and that becomes the displacement. Got my point or not?
Yes, sir. I got your point and kept it in my mind.
Okay. So coming to the different types of this vector. So vector is classified this vector is further classified. Don't write Faizan Sahid. If you'll write now, I will just remove from my class. You are not a child, you know. You should be very careful about this. When you are told to not write, then why are you writing? So a vector.
Yes, sir, this technology is good.
Vector is going to categorize in two parts. That is your polar vector, and another is your axial vector. So let's understand what is basically the polar vector and which vector quantities are categorized under the polar vector. Okay, so polar vector, you can say, with having a starting point or a point of application. Vector having a starting point, or you can say point of application, Okay, so you can just understand an example like this. Displacement is there. So displacement, you can say the displacement and velocity, etc. Okay, so these are means those vector quantities which having a starting point. Okay, which having a certain starting point, then that will be known as your polar vector. That will be known as your polar vector. Okay, so what do you mean by axial vector? Let's understand this. So the axial vector is, means it represents the rotational effect or act along the axis of rotation. Due to rotational effect, and along axis of rotation. So you can understand like torque. Torque is there, na? Torque acts only when there is a rotation or there is an angular momentum. That means angular momentum also produces when there is a rotation. Okay, or you can say the angular velocity. Okay, these are categorized under the axial vector. Okay, so example you can write here the torque, angular momentum, etc. Okay, so this will be said as your axial vector. So this is a simple classification of vector. Now, as a whole, we are just going to see the means different. You can say the different kinds of vectors, like means equal vector, zero vector, or null vector, or you can say the means a unit vector and coplanar vector, co-initial vector, co-terminus vector, or you can say fixed vector, free vector. So these are the kinds of vector which we are going to understand right now. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Different kinds of vector. So what are these different kinds of vector? So first we'll discuss about the equal vector. What is basically the equal vector? Means two vectors are said to be equal when it having a equal magnitude and they are acting in a same direction. Then the vector will be said as a equal vector. Okay, I mean vectors having same magnitude and acting in same direction. direction are said as equal vector. So we can see like this. Suppose this is your A vector and this is also your B vector. Now you can see the direction of both vector are equal now. Direction of both vector are equal and the length of these two vector are equal. So you can see this A vector is equal to the B vector. Okay, it means what? The magnitude of A vector and the magnitude of B vector is same, as well as direction of A vector and B vector is same. Got my point? The second is your null vector, you can say, or you can say, okay, first understand null vector. Sometimes it is also said as a zero vector. Means null vector means what?
Yes, sir.
Means it have a zero magnitude. It have a zero magnitude, then it is treated as a null vector. A vector
can take any direction.
Yeah. Vector having zero magnitude. Vector having zero magnitude is said to be null vector. Okay. So suppose basically particle is at rest. Okay. Then the displacement is a null vector. Velocity is a null vector, or means you can say it having a zero magnitude. Acceleration is a null vector or a zero magnitude. Okay. Yes. Okay. Coming to the third
example of null vector.
Yeah, we can write if body so the velocity vector.
सर डायरेक्शन नहीं रहेगा सर null vector में?
It have a certain direction, or you can say I can give the example of certain direction. Suppose if this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis, a particle moves from here to here, A to B. Okay, so you can see it moves from A to B. Now for this case, the displacement vector is non-zero, but it having a means displacement vector is non-zero, that is not a null vector. Okay, and you can say the velocity, you can say this velocity vector is zero vector. Okay, now at this instant, if it is at a rest, then the direction is also not defined. Okay, but if you are saying if v is going to be constant, v is going to be constant, means velocity is going to be constant, then acceleration vector is zero, means acceleration vector is zero, but the direction of acceleration vector is along the velocity vector. Okay, so sometimes a null vector contains the direction, sometimes it does not. But if you are talking about it is vector, then definitely it will have a certain direction, means it contains the direction. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
What is negative vector? So for negative vector, you can understand in a way, suppose there are two equal vectors but acting in opposite direction. So then two vectors are said to be a negative vector. Two equal vectors. If we'll say that equal vector, it means what? Equal vector means what? These having a same magnitude. Two equal vector. You can write in this in magnitude, but in opposite direction, but in opposite direction are said as negative vector. You can take example like this. Suppose this is your A vector and this is your, let's say, B vector. Now you can see these two vectors having an equal magnitude. These two vectors having an equal magnitude, but direction is reverse. So you can write here the B vector is equal to minus of A vector. It means what? It means the magnitude of B vector and A vector are equal, but the direction is reverse. Okay?
सर A vector is equal to minus B vector भी हो सकता है.
That can be written. That can be written.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Coming to the next. The fourth one. So I will not going to discuss the parallel vector. That will be discussed under the collinear vector. Okay, that will be categorized under the collinear. So come to the unit vector. Unit vector. If you are saying that unit vector, it means a vector having a magnitude 1. Means any vector is there. If it having a magnitude is equal to 1, then that will be known as a unit vector. So there can be unit velocity vector, there can be unit displacement vector. Means this vector can be added, means it can be used everywhere. If any means physical quantity, any vector physical quantity having magnitude 1, then that will be said as a unit vector.
To indicate direction.
So we can write here any physical vector quantity, any physical vector quantity having magnitude unity is said as unit vector. So it is always written as, so when you are talking about the unit vector, it will be written like this, cap. This is a representation. This cap is a representation of vector.
A cap.
Yeah, and it will, formula of this will become A vector upon
magnitude of A.
Modulus of A vector, means that is a magnitude of A vector. So this is, you can write unit vector of A vector, and this is a vector.
Means इसका magnitude 1 रहना चाहिए.
Yeah. And this is magnitude of A vector. So whenever we'll see how to calculate these. Now we are just going to describe the each and every time, but we'll also see how we can just calculate the unit vector of either vector. If any vector is given and if a person is there and he's saying that find a unit vector of this vector, means we'll see how to calculate the unit vector. Okay, and if you're talking about these three axes, okay, this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis, this is your z-axis. Along the x-axis, unit vector is represented by the I cap. Yeah, along the means y-axis. Yeah, unit vector
Y cap.
J cap. And along the z-axis, the unit K cap. Okay. So what does it mean? It means if any unit vector, if any vector quantity is there and you are wishing to represent along the all three axes. So you can just multiply. Means suppose any person is going along the x and y axis. So this can be the position vector, and it can have a x I cap plus y j cap.
Plus yj cap.
It means what? This is basically the position vector. Position vector specify the position with respect to the origin. So the person is along x-axis, means along x-axis it travels distance x, and along y-axis it travels distance y.
Y.
The person will be here only. This will be its the position vector. So how we came to know? We came to know with the help of these two unit vector. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we'll be discussing these ahead. Okay. So the time is going to be just over. So we'll be connecting tomorrow and we'll discuss further. Okay. So that's it for today.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Bill.
Bye, sir.
Okay.
Bye, sir.
Sir, you haven't uploaded the previous video of Friday.
Today
Yes, sir.
today I will
Yes, sir.
upload the video. Okay. You will get today. Okay. Thank you.